Good morning, sports fans, fiction fans, what other kind of fans? Movie fans, game fans, but most importantly, coffee fans. I should have just led with that. Good morning, coffee fans. That would have been more appropriate. Good morning, Michelle. It's good to see you, my friend. Ah, yes. Rich, smooth, full-bodied Black Rifle Coffee Company. Think I can get away with doing the entire show covering my face like this? Just ultimate product placement, like the talking coffee bag. They're not even paying me for this. This is an unofficial sponsor. They have no idea. They have no idea they're getting the kind of play they're getting. It is smooth, and I love the bag. I also like how they took out the vowels. There's a lot of companies doing that. Maybe I should just write an entire book without the vowels. What's up, James Barber? Good morning, Paul. Hey, Paul, I thought of you yesterday. So I went over to Whole Foods specifically for two things, and one of those two things was to get some Perk coffee. But it was like $18 a bag. And I was like, you know what? They've priced me out. I mean, can I afford it? Yes. Is it responsible spending? I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I love Perk coffee. It's one of my favorite kinds. It's one of my favorite roasters. But they went from, I mean, I know inflation's crazy all over the place. It's crazy in Europe, Australia, here in the States. But like, I want to know, Michelle, fact check me on this. Where's the country that has the lowest inflation right now? I'm interested to know this. If you don't mind. I know you like to do those kind of searches, it seems, and I don't mean to like make you the fact searching mule, but you're really good with it. You're like bam bam. It's like if I had a studio show and if I needed an interviewer asking questions, like on Howard Stern, like Robin is like kind of she's like mediates the whole thing. That person would be Allison. And then, kind of coordinating things. And then if I had like the fact checker, it would be you, Michelle. You'd be like, no, Ernie. And they would like, the camera would cut to you. Like, that's correct. Or, oh, this is the country with the most. But we're not in a studio yet. And you guys live in very different places. I mean, yeah, we could split it up. We could do like the Zoom call style show. I mean, I have that capability with this platform I use with StreamYard. I'm also not sponsored by StreamYard, but so I could do. It's just not the same, though. It's something cooler about the person or persons being in the room there, right? That's why people love Rogan. They're right there having a conversation. So to fly the two of you to Chattanooga, to shoot like 20 episodes a month would be a lot of money. But that said, the comments from Friday's show with Brad, my good buddy Brad Clifford, have been through the roof. In fact, there were people watching I didn't even know watched. My friend Jonathan was watching the show on Friday, apparently, and he brought it up in Sabbath school yesterday. I wasn't there, but brought it up with Brad in there. Like, hey, I saw you on Ernie's show yesterday, Friday. All right, why would you bring that up in Sabbath school, Jonathan, if you're watching that? That's a strange thing to bring up. But I'm glad you did, because apparently a whole bunch of people who don't know who I am started looking at me. We have an author who's a member of this church? That's weird. Well, I don't usually go, so I'm not there very often. Partly because I keeping a low profile. I like to stay hidden in the shadows. Good morning, Allison. As always, thank you for the hashtags. The more hashtags, the better. James Barber, I think I said good morning to you. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. You know what? Great question. This is a light roast. As you can see right here on the back of the bag, it is a light roast. And it's good. Normally I go in for medium roast. That's where I wear medium shirts, and normally I drink medium coffee, but yeah. Oh my goodness. Michelle said no, don't do the show with the bag covering my face. Good morning, Ray Braun. I know. I know. So if you're new to the show and you see me pausing and looking over, it's because I'm looking at the comments, guys. This show's all. Oh, no train yet, but we got the plane flying over. And that bird's going crazy. That's a big Adventist thing, by the way, is birding. Like, we're all like big birders. We know all sorts of bird types. And I used to be able to identify like 40 types of birds just by their songs. I've lost that ability. I've forgotten it. I can still identify a lot of them, though. Only one screen right now. Yeah. Good morning. What's up, Byron? You want Gideon Wolf back? Yeah, Gideon will be back at the end of this month. We've got, so in fact, the paperback should be available by this Friday. The Kindle book will be available the following Friday, so the 28th is when it comes out. I am trying to figure out what to do with the narration, because my narrator John was just nominated for an Audie Award, which I talked about before, but in case you're new, that's like the Grammys of audiobook narration. That bird is so loud. I mean, I'm not cruel, but I feel like throwing a rock up there just so it'd be like, hey, listen, give me 20 minutes, bird, and then you can go back to whatever it is you're doing. It is a pretty song, though. So he was nominated, and then he lost to Stephen King, of all people, which I've said before. That's a little heavy-handed. You can't lose to the author narrating his own book. Part A, no way he's better than John. No offense, Steve. But you're objectively, you're not, because your skill is creating the stories. John's sole purpose with stories is making them sound amazing. So, throwing some shade. Is that the right way to say it? Is that what the kids are saying nowadays, or was that 2 years ago? I'm throwing some shade at Stephen King, but Stephen's a fine narrator. I'm just saying John is. That's all he does, and the other narrators too. So John finishes, I guess, second place, and then does the whole "it's nice to be nominated" thing, but then every publisher and producer in the world wants him. So now he's booked for like 2 years. And he's going to carve out some time for me later this summer. But you guys want Gideon Wolf on audio on YouTube, and so I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I may do it myself. And if Stephen King can do it, how hard could it be? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you do. I saw you looking at me. Wondering who I'm talking to? It's a robin over there. It was bouncing along my wall. It's looking at me like it knows I'm talking to it. I don't have anything for you. But your friend keeps like flying into our window over here. Oh, you're getting some worms out of the ground. I see. Yeah, that's a good spot for it. There's a lot of worms over there. Go to town. Go to town, brother or sister. Robins are harder to discern, male from female. Anyway, Byron, working on it. Working on it. Good morning, Heather LeBlanc. It's good to see you again, as always. Yes, thank you. Brad is truly one of my favorite people, and so whenever he and I get together, it's just a good time. So we were golfing in our alumni tournament on Friday, and I didn't get to play with him, but I got to hang out with him afterwards, obviously. We came up to each other, like gave each other a hug that morning, which we just hung out like 3 days ago, but we always hug. Brothers got a hug. And he comes up to me, he wraps his arms around me, and he whispers, "I wish it was you." It's like, dude, I wish we were playing together too, man. But I had a great time with my buddy Eric. Eric and I are good friends too, so it was fun. But it would have been, and the two guys that played with us were great too. My buddy Richard and my new friend Scott was awesome. So no complaints. All good things. All good things. Yeah. Yes. Yes. A wife reaching into that Sabbath school crowd. Mm-hmm. Who else we got here? We got some new commenters. Oh yes. What's up, Baller Central? I like your your logo / profile pic. I'm gonna have to check out your channel. If you're a sports fan, or are you being ironic like you hate sports? Either way, I'm probably gonna be checking out your channel out of sheer curiosity. And if you are curious about what kind of coffee I'm drinking, it's Black Rifle Gunship coffee. It's light roast, but it's got a full body to it. It's pretty good. I like it. Is it as good as Perk? I'm not going to comment because I don't want to piss off the guys from Black Rifle. Have you seen their ads? I mean, I got guns, but those guys, whoo, they had a lot of guns. Terry, good morning. What's up, Clausen? Oh, it's good to have another author in the house here. I think there's about 2 others. You're the one popping in. Yeah, Mexico friendly this week. Yeah, I don't get up for the friendlies much. Like right now it's club time. So I used to care a lot about the friendlies. But that's a big game, obviously. It's always a good rivalry. I'm still hanging on the disappointment of Everton's choke job at home yesterday against Fulham. Fulham's a fine team, but geez. Can't do that, lay an egg like that at home. And then Atlanta United last night, up 1-0, blow it. Up 2-1, blow it with 29 seconds left. Really? Take 3 points out of Toronto. They don't deserve any of it. Whatever. At least it was 1 point on the road. It's not a loss. Oh, here we go. Lowest inflation rates: Asia, Macau, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan. Yeah, I was talking to a banker last weekend who he was showing me the U.S. debt clock, and it's a lot of numbers. Most of which I don't understand. I understand the main debt, like the 31 trillion that we've been compiling since 1984, 1980 really. That's when it really started, and then so everybody knows that number. But he showed me the unfunded liabilities debt. That's 181 trillion and counting. And he said, "Do you know what you have to do when you can't pay that?" I said, "No, but you're going to tell me." And he said, "You have to sell things." He said, "What do we have to sell?" I said, "States." And he said, "Yep." Oh, I hope that's not true. We'll see. But we're talking about inflation, not debt. Totally different. Sort of related. Macau is an interesting one, though. I enjoyed including Macau in one of my stories. That was a fun piece of research. I did that too because I love James Bond, and that scene in the Bond movie there in Macau was really cool. Okay, see, I don't even know what that bird is. Ooh, they are going crazy this morning. Maybe I should put some bird seed out. Gotta find my feeder. I got a new feeder, so. Good morning, Deborah. Yes, so much free time. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so no, I could do. I've done some different kinds of voice work. I've done public address announcing for Chattanooga State basketball, and I've done some different voice things. I do lots of accents. I love doing accents. The difference between somebody like John and I is that he's a professional, and he's really honed that skill over the years so that things are really consistent. And whereas I'm kind of a goofer, I just goof off with the accents and stuff like that. But I could give it a shot. I mean, I could do it and put something out so that you guys on YouTube could hear the audiobook, and until John can do the actual audiobook. I've thought about doing that. So we'll see. It's just so good what he does. He's just a true professional. So they are very early. Keith, that comment doesn't get posted on the screen. It's never going to get posted on the screen. It's just going to stay in the sidebar. It's over here for me. I don't know where it is for you guys. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I'm about 10%, about 8 or 9% done with Relic Runner 6 right now. Thief's Honor. Be working hard on that this week. This last week was a little busy. 3 different things going on. So, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I just said it just as you were asking it. So yeah, Relic Runner 6. I'm working on that right now. Picking up from the huge cliffhanger I left at the end of book 5, Moscow Sky. And so working on that right now. I've also sketched out some ideas. When I'm starting to fall asleep at night, there's when I get my best ideas for new stories. And so I sketched out a few ideas for some stuff that's unrelated to anything I've ever written. One is sort of a sci-fi dystopian thing. One is just a drama story. Kind of lighthearted, feel-good drama. That's not in any of my series. So I've worked on some of those things, and it's been interesting just kind of jotting down some ideas for them. But right now I'm working on Relic Runner 6, and after that I think that it'll be the next Sean Wyatt possibly. We'll see. But I'm pushing out 6 books this year. That's the plan. So, or it could be I don't do Sean Wyatt 23. Might be that I do PAD book 2, because Paranormal Archaeology Division's been sitting there for like 3 years without a sequel. So it's probably time. It's probably time to follow up on that one. Find out what the kids have been up to. Oh, you're watching Hammers and Gunners, huh? What's with the hammers and their blowing bubbles? I don't get it. Like in America, in the United States. Sorry, Heather, because you're in America too. In the United States, we like what we call, my dad calls it ergogenic aids. Right? He doesn't like ergogenic aids, but that's what he calls things that get you pumped up, like music before a game or whatever, like pep talk, that sort of stuff. It's an ergogenic aid. I feel like he made that word up. So we like that stuff to get fired up, right? I'm trying to understand what about bubbles fires you up, or is there like a deep connection to something sad that happened a long time ago, and it's like a tribute to that, to forever remember, like there was a fan or something that was blowing bubbles. So without context, it just seems like a really strange thing to somebody like an American, but I'm sure there's a deeper meaning behind it, because they say forever blowing bubbles. I don't know why they're blowing bubbles. And then they have bubble machines there. I think if my kid could choose a team to follow, it would be the Hammers because of the bubbles. They end up having to switch to them. Everton. Oh. You're going to have the finest stadium in the championship next year. Brand new park. Getting relegated. Celebrate Miggy Cabrera's walk-off single. Beat the Giants last night. Oh, okay. Yeah, my Braves are looking fine. But Ozuna, something's wrong with that guy. He's batting .075. He's got worse. You could literally put in any pitcher in the league, almost any pitcher, and they would not do worse as a DH. Your DH can't be your worst hitter. I don't know what the answer is. Cut him, send him down. You can't trade him. He has 0 trade value. Who wants that? Strikes out 50 times for every home run he hits. Okay, so it's their walk-on song. But again, this seems strange to me. Like, this is this cultural rift between our countries, where Miggy's RBI 1840, incredible, absolutely incredible. So, but this is this cultural divide, right? You guys are talking about blowing bubble songs as you walk onto the pitch. Meanwhile, we'll play like Hell's Bells or Enter Sandman. I don't understand the whole thing. Like Hammers aren't the only team that has a strange walk-on song. There's several interesting walk-on songs that don't feel like they're getting you hyped up for the game. Yeah. Some Rob Zombie on there or something. Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. Saliva. It's got good intro music. I mean, yeah, it's interesting, that cultural change. Speaking of the Hammers, I got to watch the next episode of Ted Lasso. I haven't watched it yet, but man, the last one was so good, and the final scene with Ted on the phone. Not going to spoil it. Not going to spoil it, but that final scene was so powerful, so important. And I want to share it with everybody, but I'm not going to spoil it. But it was so great how, he was finally able to be honest through the defense mechanism of being positive all the time, upbeat all the time. He was finally able to be honest. Man, you could feel it. It was great. Oh, it was so great. I can't wait to see the next one. I know it's out. I just haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I guess. I think it's just, there's these traditions. Nashville SC has a weird song. Like, their fans don't even like it because it's slow and like it's kind of like Oklahoma State's weird touchdown celebration song where they all wave their hands. It's like boom 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 boom, and they're waving their hands because their hands represent fields of grain. Okay. And then, I mean, one of my good buddies went to Oklahoma State. He hates their fight song because it's like you just scored a touchdown. You should be pumped up and excited. Yeah. And it should be like da 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 da. I mean, look, Tennessee does have the best fight song. You're just gonna have to accept it, Michelle. As annoying as it is to people who don't like the Vols and don't like Rocky Top, you got to admit, if you were a Vols fan, you'd be like, yeah, Michigan's got a good one. They got a really good one. Notre Dame's got a great one. But, like, yeah, the one at Oklahoma State. It's like the ultimate, like, bring down. Like, two people out there. I went to Oklahoma State and I love our fight song. Look, I'm telling you what an alum told me. He hates it. I wouldn't want it as mine. Back in the 1920s, there was a schoolboy player in London who looked like a character in a soap advert, and the song has been there ever since. You see, this is what I'm looking for. These kinds of facts. This is amazing, Allison. This is exactly the kind of answer I was looking for. Thank you. You nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Thank you for that. Hi, Shelley. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of answer I wanted. This is like people ask me, why did you choose Everton? What's your connection to that part of Liverpool? And I'm like, I've never even been to Liverpool. I've never been to the UK. Why'd you choose Everton? Well, first of all, because I'm not a bandwagon fan, number one. Number two, I choose teams that I know will always disappoint me. They will always overpromise and underdeliver. And that's every Atlanta team except the Braves and United now and then. United's fine. So it's not but for a long time it was every Atlanta team. I mean, Braves. Greatest pitching rotation of all time. One title. Now they have two, so I'm good. But, yeah, I mean, that's not really why I chose them. The reason that I chose them was because I loved the history. I studied all the history of the premier teams at the time, and I was looking at championship clubs too, but I really liked Everton's history. They were a founding club. I liked the whole story about the tower on the logo. It's cool that they used to play at Anfield, and now that's where Liverpool plays. And like, here, you can have our hand-me-down site. And then it became legendary with Liverpool, unfortunately, Keith. So, but yeah, I love that kind of stuff, Allison. Thanks for sharing. Weird talking theme songs in my iTunes triggered YouTube Miracle Jeremiah. Nice. Nice. That's funny. Miracle of Joey Ramone. seen U2 once. It was a good show. It was a great show. I really like that band. Apparently Megan followed them around for a while with a buddy of hers. Thought she was going to get backstage at some point. It's a plane again. No train yet. And look, we're at 30 minutes, so the show's done. We're here. Oh. Well, listen, guys. I want you to have a great week. Thanks for joining me here on Coffee Nation and listening to the rambling. Thank you for your comments. Excellent comments today, all of you. You did a good job. If I could put a gold star on all of these, I would. Some of you have won. That's right. They did win a title up there, I believe, and in Boston when they were the Boston Braves. I believe I have sent out some prizes, but I think I have some more prizes to send out. I'm waiting on addresses. So if you want a prize, like on the YouTube posts, or if you want a prize on the Facebook group, you need to send me your address so I can get you your prize, okay? Because I know I sent one out like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, but I've requested a couple of other winners for their information. They haven't sent it yet. So if you are one of the winners, you need to do that. Also, coming up soon, I'm gonna be doing a lot of retooling of the back end stuff on my catalog and all that, and there's going to be opportunities to get more stuff, more swag, keychains and magnets and stickers and autograph books and those kind of things coming up soon. But it's going to take a lot of work to overhaul the systems I have in place. So talking days and days of overhaul, but I can do it. I can do anything. It's all up to me. So just trying to make it a more fun experience for you guys and get you guys some cool stuff. So hope you'll have a great week. Duff Beer Coaster, that was so great. I saw that email this morning, Ray. I responded a little while ago. So you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you, a wonderful week. I will see you Friday. Is Friday good? I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be, oh, James, thank you. Oh, that is super kind, dude. Appreciate that, man. Wow. Thank you. Didn't expect that. You threw me off with that, Barber. Thank you. I don't even know what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, next Saturday's my kid's birthday, so we could be getting ready. I know my wife's got big plans. There's a big girl sleepover. I've got to be out of town, so I'm going to, because it's a girl sleepover, so you don't want any men in the house. So I'll be here for my kid's birthday during the day, and then I'm jetting out in the afternoon so the girls can have their girl time, and I'm going to have my boy time in Atlanta with the Braves game. So Birds with Dempsey, that's right. You guys have a great week. Love y'all. Thank you for joining me. Thank you again for Black Rifle Coffee Company's gunship that they did not send me. I purchased it at Elder Zay's Hardware. So you guys take it easy, and I will see you Friday, hopefully. And if not, it'll for sure be Sunday. Take it easy.